What's going on, guys? Jacob Orth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys from the most famous street in the world. I'm just really at the south end of it over here. I'm even south of the Las Vegas sign, right over here by the airport. If you guys want to take a look. Sun is setting. See how pretty those clouds are. See like that pink in the background, the bluish pink in the sky. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but it's super pretty. Guys, can you see like the mountains all the way out in Henderson? It's beautiful. Sun is setting. It is still rather warm. This is definitely over 100 degrees right now. And a little bit of a breeze, so it kind of feels like that oven is on right now. Can't lie about that. So we're going to talk today about whether or not Vegas can handle closing down again. You know, if it comes to that, and what that could mean for our economy. So go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Make sure you hit that like or hit the bell, and then you hit all for notifications. That way you can see a video and a live stream every time I do one, or else YouTube's just going to do it randomly for you. So go ahead and hit that, because your man has some goals he's trying to reach here, and I could use the help along the way. So as we get into this, I had things I had to write down here because there were so many points. You know, can Vegas afford to shut down again? That's a big question in people's eyes, because it's been a little bumpy, to say the least, when it comes to reopening here in Las Vegas and reopening across the entire state of Nevada. But you know, let's go back a little bit and see where we started at with this and where we've come to now. We've been shut down, or we were shut down for about 2.5 months, right? We reopened on June 4th. During the shutdown, we were making practically zero revenue. There were still some people coming here to town, you know, 100,000+ a month, which was nothing compared to when you had millions coming in years past, you know, every single month. So we're making practically no revenue during that time. You know, us being shut down really hurts everyone in the state of Nevada, because you know, even though our economy here has diversified more than, you know, not being quite as reliant on tourism and hospitality and that kind of thing, we're still heavily reliant on that. And you know, that means for people to be able to come here and spend money, they have to have the money to spend, because coming to Vegas is not a necessity. It is not like buying groceries or something like that. Coming to Vegas is a luxury for a lot of people. It's what you do when you have extra money. So if people don't even have extra money to spend, then we're hurting big time in our economy here. So when this virus affects the entire country and the entire world, and people are out of work, they don't have money to come to Vegas, then yeah, it hurts us. And it hurts us even more when we have to shut down, because right here, I mean, heck, right, that street right there, a lot of that, all of Southern Nevada here, this is the driving force of the Nevada state economy right here. You know, Reno does play a big part, and they contribute a considerable amount, but you know, the Vegas area is without a doubt the economic driver of the Nevada state economy. So us being shut down really does hurt everybody in the state. We reopened June 4th, okay? We reopened without a mask mandate, because that's what Governor Sisolak said, is he was worried there was going to be too much pushback when it came to the mask if he made it mandatory.
I understand. I don't think it's a matter of the face covering. I think it's a matter of people not wanting to be told what to do. That's why we did not make it a mandate. I know Governor DeWine, who's a friend of mine in Ohio, made it a mandate, and 3 days later, he walked it back, because people were so outraged to be told to be wearing a face covering.
So we reopened without a mandatory mask mandate. A lot of people were not thrilled about that in the first place, and 3 weeks later, now masks become mandatory because the reopening wasn't going very well. So, and even when we reopened here, we reopened, you know, on the Strip, we reopened downtown, all over the Vegas Valley, and the opening did not go so smoothly, and we only have even certain things open. So not every casino is open. Some casinos are open, some still closed. Some are still closed as of the making of this video. Some restaurants open, some have chosen to stay closed. We have no shows going on right now. We have arcades, we have roller coaster going on at the New York. We got the Bellagio fountains going on. And then, like I said, we've got no conventions going on, which is a huge one. That is huge for especially our weekday numbers. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that, how much money that brings. People think of coming to Vegas on vacation. They think of doing all the stuff that gives you, you know, an adrenaline rush, right? That gives you that hit of dopamine when you're in Vegas. That's what they think of, right? So they think of the gambling, the nightlife, the jumping off the stratosphere, right? All the exhilarating, the rides you can do, you know, go shooting machine guns, right? Whatever the case, things that'll just really get your blood pumping, that are super exciting. they don't think of conventions, right? Because conventions aren't always the funnest thing to go to, right? They're not always the most exciting thing to go to. But having millions and millions of people come here that are business people, come here for work, come here for conventions, for trainings, for conferences, that is a ton of money. That's a huge amount of money, because that clientele, the business clientele, usually have more money to spend, or they're coming and they're spending on their company card or their corporate credit card or whatever the case is. That is a big time demographic that has a lot of money to spend here in Las Vegas, and we don't have that demographic right now here in Las Vegas. So that's hurting us right now. So our clientele is down. Our clientele right now is not what it normally is, throughout the year. So that's hurting big time. We have no live music on Fremont right now. We have no nightclubs open. No strip clubs are open. The brothels out in Nye County are not open. A lot of the things that people are used to seeing open here right now in Vegas are not open. So yes, Vegas has opened. Yes, we have reopened, but it's the main attractions really right now are gambling, free shows like the Bellagio fountains, some of the restaurants, street performers, right? Seeing the lights and seeing the shows on Fremont Street, that kind of thing. So, we don't have near the entertainment factor right now that we typically do over here on Las Vegas Boulevard and down on Fremont Street. So the entertainment factor is not quite there. And in terms of our numbers, the weekends look okay because it's a weekend, so we get people who drive in from California, Arizona, nearby states, that kind of thing. But during the weekdays, without the conventions, that's when we're really hurting, is during the weekdays. And going forward, we have like Bally's is set to open on July 23rd. It's a question of, should they really open? Is it worth it to open for them? I mean, do we have enough business coming? And it's also a question of whether or not they should reopen just because of the progress we're making, or say the progress we're not making when it comes to the reopening process. So at this point, here's what we're looking at. We are inching closer and closer to closing again. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, and I think it's you're being negative, whatever the case is. Like, this is what we're looking at. This is what I'm looking at. You're looking at the same things I'm looking at. Okay, we reopened without a mask mandate. Now we have a mask mandate. Now we have bars that had to close. I mean, that's inching towards just closing down completely. And that's the big question in people's minds right now, is should we close down completely here in Las Vegas? It's a question of, are the casinos going to be next? Are they going to start closing other places bit by bit and then eventually just close down the casinos and close down the whole state again? That is ultimately yet to be seen. And it's a big question because, like I said, this is Southern Nevada, Clark County. This is the powerhouse for Nevada's economy. So it's a huge decision to undertake if, whether or not we should actually shut down again. Also, when it comes to Vegas shutting down and can Vegas afford to shut down again, is when it comes to the unemployment here. We have got thousands and thousands of people who've been trying to get unemployment. Some who have still, I think, not gotten any employment. Some have only gotten so many weeks of employment. I mean, people have been fighting to get their unemployment, some of them for months now. I mean, it's just been, that has been, that's a separate topic, but that has been a huge issue here for people in Nevada to be getting their unemployment money. And Nevada, like a lot of other states, a lot of states are running out of employment money to give to people. So if we're going to shut down again, and then we have even more people not working again, where's the unemployment money going to come from the state level? You could ask the federal government for it, but at the state level, I mean, we don't have the funds for that, because right now we're looking at a $1.2 billion deficit in the state of Nevada. And Nevada's constitution requires that we have a balanced budget. So if people aren't working, so we're not getting tax revenue from, we don't have the amount of customers coming here. We don't have the amount of people back to work. So we do not have people working as much as they used to, making money to pay taxes on that money. We don't have as many people coming here and being able to, enjoy themselves on the strip here. And a lot of the clientele we're getting right now is not the high-end clientele. I mean, a lot of these prices to come and stay on the strip are cheap prices just because there's not as much demand. So we have these cheaper prices, tends to lead to cheaper clientele. So we don't have a ton of money coming in for these casinos. You're only taking so much revenue through taxes right now that, we don't have a whole lot of tax money. So the state's having to cut. They're having to cut different areas. So again, and how far can we cut? How far can the state cut budgets in certain areas like education, like healthcare, and things that have been proposed right now? So, I mean, it's a really tough situation that we're in for, Southern Nevada here, because here's the problem is, we don't want to go into any more of our deficit, okay? Over $1 billion in deficit right now for the state. You don't want the deficit to get worse. But then again, you also don't want the virus situation to get worse. And if we close down, then the deficit's going to get worse. If we close down again, the budget deficit's going to get worse. It'll go past $1.2 billion because we're going to still be spending money. The government's going to be spending money, but we're not going to be taking hardly any money in at all. But you also can't keep taking steps backwards in the reopening process, and that's what we're doing right now. We took a step backwards with having to wear masks when at first we didn't. We took another step backwards with now bars being closed. So, it's only bars that just serve alcohol. If they serve food, they can stay open, which has been another issue where some bars are saying, how come we have to close our bar and close down the gaming when convenience stores can stay open, or when, the casino's allowed to stay open. So that's been kind of a mess in and of itself, how that has been handled with a lot of business owners. So we're in a really tough spot here. So can Vegas withstand this? Can Vegas afford to shut down again? What would that really do to our economy here in Nevada? And we have to also take a look at our neighboring states with what's going on in Arizona and California with the number of virus cases that they have, because they're so close to us that, that could impact us, especially with people driving from those states here on the weekend or during the week to come here on vacation. So what's going to happen in the future? Nobody really knows. There's always debates, there's always rumors about what's going on and what we should do and that kind of thing. But I really want to hear from you guys in the comment section, because a lot of you follow this and a lot of you really love Vegas and keeping up with Vegas news. And some of you write out some very well thought out comments, and I appreciate that and I enjoy reading those. But that's really the situation we're in right now. Is it's a question of, can we afford to shut down again? If the desire to shut down is there, can we even afford to do it? How do we minimize the damage? That's the real big question. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe, guys. I got so much more stuff coming for you guys. I think you're really going to like the stuff you see. Just wait till tomorrow's video. Just wait till tomorrow's video when you guys see that. So thanks for checking out this video. Until tomorrow, go check out another video right over here. That is it for this one. I am Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.